What's going on, guys? Adam again, back with Atomic Garage, and today we're going to talk a little bit more about Harbor Freight and a couple other tools that I have from them and how good or bad they are coming up in this video. Drop that intro. So I had a lot of comments that talked about the grinder that I had and that there were multiple different part numbers. So while I was in Sumter for that car show, I swung by the local Harbor Freight there and tried to talk to one of the sales representatives or whatever, and he was completely brainless. He had no idea what I was talking about at all if it wasn't directly in front of his face. But in the last Harbor Freight video, I said I wanted to get another angle grinder because sometimes I don't feel like changing them out so much. So I got one for cutting and one for grinding. So that's exactly what I did. So I lucked up and was able to get the exact same part number that's been tried and true and working with me for the longest amount of time. Now that part number, for you guys that may be interested in getting this 4.5 inch angle grinder, the part number is 69645. That's the part number, and really on this I haven't even taken it out of the box yet. So let's pull it on out, and I'm just gonna see it, give it a quick look just to see if there's any differences in it at all, which more likely there won't be. But instructions, we don't need those. We're pretty manly. Tool to take it loose and handle, always keep those handy. And so there we go. Don't need that box. Still see I haven't taken out that trash yet. I don't know. I'm gonna get to it. So it looks exactly the same. Sounds weird. It actually feels heavier. Hold on. No, sorry. False alarm. They feel the same, but this one is a whole lot newer and less beat up on. And we'll put this through the same torture test, and I'm pretty sure this one will fare pretty good. So again, that part number, if I can come up on it, is 69645. So that's one thing I got from Harbor Freight. So yay me on that one. Now, one thing that I know for a fact that you do need, don't underestimate it at all, and we always lose them, is a good set of extensions. Now this extension set is of course Pittsburgh, and it's item 61278. So this is what it is right here, and it's got 3 1/4 inch, it's got 2 1/2 inch, and it's got 3 3/8, and then it's got a smaller adapter here on the bottom. And these aren't just regular extensions. As you can see here, these are wobble extensions, and these are honestly worth gold for the simple fact that sometimes, and excuse me for sweating, it is hot inside of here in the AC, makes too much noise, but there are times that you're working on something and you don't need a full-on rotational socket. Sometimes you just need just a little bit of articulation, just enough to maybe get around something, or you can't get your ratchet square on it, and that's where these come in handy. Let me get one of my sockets to show you a little bit more up close what we got. Now this is my 14 Cornwell socket, been tried and true, handy for me. This is the Pittsburgh wobble extension. Now when you lock it completely on, you've got a full-on socket and extension. But if you just loosen up just a little bit, you get just enough wobble, just enough so maybe you can get on it without being completely square on it. And I've got them in a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch, and 3/8. So this set to me is already worth gold. I mean, honestly, out of all you guys, how many times have you guys really broken an extension using it within moderation? We've all broken extensions, but we were usually doing crazy other stuff with it. But anyway, this is a wonderful set to truly have. Some wobble extensions, and I think that set only cost me like, what, 12 bucks, 13 bucks, something like that. Pick that up, you won't regret it. Absolutely awesome. Now the next thing we're going to talk about is what comes with your hands. Sometimes when you're working on different things, sometimes you don't want your hands to be all grimy and nasty. Sometimes you want to have your hands clean, pull them off, and you can just kind of rinse your hands off and you're good to go. Other times you don't mind getting dirty, or it's no need putting gloves on because they usually rip. Now, I've had several different brand gloves. Now, the brand of gloves from Harbor Freight are these handy 7mm thickness disposable gloves. These gloves right here, absolutely awesome. They are thick, they're durable. You know, usually you always rip it somewhere crazy and then you're constantly swapping out a hand, but this, you know, I can honestly say that I've worn these gloves for like an entire day. Like, I took them off because they were just I was just tired of constantly having them on. I just kind of wanted a new set of gloves. Sounds stupid. That's how good these are. And these cost what, $10 from Harbor Freight? Part number for this is 68505. These, awesome. And it also says here that they are trucking tough. So I guess the magazine, they also endorse these. They do endorse certain things from Harbor Freight. These, absolutely awesome. Now, if you want to compare these gloves right here, Harbor Freight special, to more high-end gloves. Now, these gloves here, what's the name of these gloves? These are Raven gloves. Now, you can pick up these Raven gloves from O'Reilly's. Now, these are going to set you twice the price of these. This is going to cost you $18 to $20 depending on where you go to get them. And these, they're okay, but these are only 6 milliliters or whatever thickness. These are not as thick as these. These are durable. These are trash. These cost money, and that's why you see out of a box of 100, I still have so many of them, because once I got these, that was it. I mean, case closed, nothing else to talk about. Harbor Freight, clear winner. Next time, you may not think you need them, grab them anyway. So well worth the money. Good to at least just have. You clean up something nasty, you want some gloves that you don't gotta worry about. So that's that. One other thing that I bought, and sometimes I lose my diagonal cutters, pliers, stuff like that. And I could have went with the cheaper set, but I didn't. This is the diagonal cutters that I have, if you can see it any good there. These are the 8-inch offset, so they're slightly offset a little bit. They got a drop jaw design to them. Now, these are good for stripping wires, heavy duty cutting, thicker wire and stuff like that. These are awesome. Now, I can tell you now, the only thing, honestly, that I see with these cutters that I'm a little worried about is just the fitment on these handles. If you could see here, that's a gap. That's a dark space you could see there. It's a gap, and while right now, true, it is tight right now. But the thing about good tools is they continue to work good for you over a period of time. And the only thing I'm worried about is with these, they may loosen up, and then start slipping. And I hate grips that slip and stuff like that. I honestly do. But we're gonna give these a try, and we're gonna see if we like these. But so far, for the price of like $5.99, you really can't beat them at all, and they're seem to be plenty sharp. So that's something else that I would honestly say is a true best buy that you more likely will not go wrong with from Harbor Freight. Now, one of the last things that I'm gonna say really is a good buy. This is something else that I've had for multiple years. When I started out in the automotive field, I was broke, flat broke, new wife, baby on the way. I did not have money to go and jump on the tool truck and finance my whole life away at 24.99% interest at, you know, 80 to 100 bucks a week that you have to pay. I didn't have it. Now, there's certain things that you really need to beat on and to use and stuff like that. And I would say that'd be chisels and punches. Now, these chisels are, I don't have a part number for them. These are Pittsburgh, made in China. They have been beaten, they've been abused. You can tell these in Harbor Freight just basically by their color. I can tell you this, that I haven't bent one. I have broken small tips off of the thinner punches, but even though the metal on this is a little bit milder, a little bit more softer, they kind of mushroom after a certain point, it's okay. For the simple fact that you could take this over to a grinder, you can grind that point back on there. You can go ahead and grind these edges back on there and make them sharp and make them scrape and make them do whatever else that you want. So these little set, and I honestly, I don't even remember how much they were, but I know they were probably around the $10 or less margin, because I was buying a whole bunch of stuff with like $100, coming out with bags and bags and bags of stuff. These punches and things like that, these are really worth the time and the money well spent, because they still haven't let me down yet. For the ones that I haven't lost, that have been abandoned somewhere in some car or under some car or something else, they work really good for me. So that's it for the video for today. The next video that you guys will see will be a tour of my humble abode, the toolbox, which is atrocious. So before I actually do that review, or at least a toolbox reveal, I'm gonna try and straighten it up and make it look like I know what I'm doing. I'll be honest with you, because a lot of times you're working and you're trying to find that size wrench or something, you just throw it in there. You don't take the time, unless you have OCD, which I do not, means that I just kind of throw it in there and I just get to it until I can't find a single thing, and it forces my hands to actually clean it up, arrange it, organize it, stuff like that. So that'll be the next video, and we're going to continue to regularly put out more Harbor Freight things. If there's certain tools or certain things that you would like to see reviewed that I have in my shop, feel free to comment below. Please comment below. Tell me what you like, what you don't like, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. I've had a few gentlemen say that those little red multimeters, that I wish death upon those multimeters. A couple of guys said they work okay. Maybe I just am a bad apple and just keep getting bad ones. Who knows? But I want to hear from you guys, what you guys like, what you guys don't like from Harbor Freight. If you liked what I showed, if you don't like what I showed. You've already seen my shed walkthrough. So with that being said, you know I have a drill press, I have a chop saw, I have a sliding miter saw. If you want to see those in a more in-depth review on just that one product, let me know. I've been working with those for a while, so I feel pretty confident in what I like about them, what I don't like about them, what I'd change if I buy them again, and things like that. So again, thank you guys. Thank you for letting those Harbor Freight videos, they just climbed. Like, I've been doing this YouTube for not very long at all. Let's be completely honest, not very long. But I've been doing them and I'd get, 20 views, 30 views. Yay, I got 80 views, awesome. And the Harbor Freight videos, they just like exploded. They was like 200 and I was like, I could die now. It was awesome. But then it climbed to like 3 and the 4, and even one of the videos as we speak is over 1,000 views. And my subscribers went from 17 to now over 71. That is amazing. That is amazing. That is awesome. And that's not thanks to me, because clearly I don't know a whole bunch. That's thanks to you guys for wanting to see more, telling me what you like, what you don't like. And by us doing this together, we can go ahead and try and crank out some more videos, some more quality videos, more quality reviews, more in-depth reviews, and things like that. What I also want to do is branch out into whether Walmart tools are any good too. Don't judge me, people. I have some Walmart tools as well. And you know what? Actually, some of them are not half bad. But you'll have to comment to tell me if you want to see it or not. But again, thank you. Thank you so much for the support that you guys show. Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please like. Please comment. I want all of them, because I want to reply to each and every one of you guys. If you have a question or a comment or anything at all, please comment. I want to know what you guys think and everything. So thank you guys again, and I will catch you all in the next video before I pass out because I'm sweating like a pig. Smells like bacon in here. So thanks again for watching. Peace.